That is where KITV4's Jill Kuramoto is live this morning. Jill, good morning.
Good morning to you. That's right. Where I'm standing right now is where history was made. I'm standing on the surrender deck of the U.S.S. Missouri, and right here is the spot where General Douglas MacArthur and representatives from 10 nations assembled to accept Imperial Japan's formal unconditional surrender. Now, later this morning, there's going to be a special ceremony marking this day, remembering this historic day, and there's going to be about 20 World War II veterans that are attending this ceremony, along with several distinguished guests. Dr. Bruce Heilman is one of those World War II veterans that are going to be speaking today, and he's with us this morning, and thank you for joining us this morning, Dr. Heilman. But tell me, you were 18 years old when you were deployed to Japan, right?
I was 17 years old when I joined the Marine Corps. My mother didn't think I was dry behind the ears yet, and I spent about 6 or 8 months in preparation and then got on a troop ship in San Diego, headed by Hawaii, went to the deeper part of the ocean, passed up a couple of Japanese submarines, got into the Bay of Okinawa where the suicide planes were coming in. And I thought the world was coming to an end, and all of us Marines said, let us off here. It must be safer on the island than on this. We can't dig a foxhole in the deck. So we landed on the beaches of Okinawa. I was 18 by that time, and spent about 3 months there, I guess. And then we heard about a huge bomb being dropped. And we had destroyed some Japanese hospitals, and they were complaining about that. And then a day or two later, another bomb was dropped, and lo and behold, in a few days, we heard the war was ending. We killed 6 of our own just celebrating on Okinawa because it was so dramatic for us. Our lives were saved because we were going to invade Japan, and we all knew we'd be killed. So it was rather an important part of the history of our lives that those bombs were dropped, and it wasn't just a matter of destroying city. It was a matter of giving us another 65 and a half years to live so we could be here today.
I can't imagine how much your life has changed from that experience. Tell me, what do you hope people have learned then from the war?
Well, we have learned a lot, and one thing I've learned, because some months ago I went back to Hiroshima, and we sat in a chapel there, a temple that's been rebuilt, I guess, and someone asked me what I remembered or what I thought about being there in this bustling city. And I said, well, the first thing I can think of, that like the Sphinx, it's risen from the ashes. It's wonderful to see the regeneration of something we totally destroyed. But at the same time, we Marines who are here, whose lives were saved, could never apologize for the bomb being dropped because we're here because it was. We learned that what can be destroyed can be regenerated, reborn. Here we have a democracy in Japan. The people are going on as if it never happened. And probably we saved millions of Japanese lives. We know we saved millions of American lives, so that those who didn't live then, who were not sitting ready to be shot, can say we shouldn't have dropped the bomb. But we believe it was that dramatic thing that the Japanese recognized they could not overpower that brought into the war. So we think it had to be, in all the negatives, it had to be a positive.
Thank you, Dr. Heilman. And again, the ceremony today starts at 8 o'clock here on the deck of the U.S.S. Missouri, and it is open to the public. And there is a complimentary shuttle from the Pearl Harbor Visitor Center, but guests are asked to arrive early. So a very historic day in history, very somber day, but hopefully something that we've all learned something from. Back to you guys.
All right, Jill Kuramoto, thank you very much. Mr. Heilman adding some fascinating perspective about that day and what he went through as an 18-year-old. Thank you so much, Jill.
Yeah, what a privilege to be able to talk to these veterans.